Danganronpa.
Okay. This is part 11 of Danganronpa. And, let's see. Last time, we should have died, but then we didn't die. And then we're gonna get ready for the trial to figure out who the mastermind is or whatnot. We're looking through all the doors that were unlocked, I think. Yeah. So I checked that out. That got locked for some reason. What other? I could. Right. I could check out the headmaster's thingy. I don't even remember where all I went. Fast. But here we are in the headmaster's room. This will be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. There's all these pictures of previous headmasters, I would assume. This guy has 2 portraits of himself in there. Anyways, this has the same stuff from the display case below. There's all these papers. That's the... There's the desk with the book.
Come on, not possible.
You think I'll forgive that just because you're you? What? Came to the right place. Would you like to see something interesting? Take a look at this. It's the student roster of class number 78. Contains profiles for all of us and Mukuro.
So, in other words...
When we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room,
I see.
it also mentioned class 78. Since the rest of our profiles are listed there, there can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here, just like the rest of us. When she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. She only got the first page. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages.
So, in other words...
There was more information that we still didn't have. You can't read. You can't read, can't you? Some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster.
Interesting.
Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background, an entity floats. Close, but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. Ah, yes, I'm at chapter 6. So, spoilers. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior, too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir. Yes, Mondo. Mondo was from JoJo. I got big JoJo vibes from it. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students, after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I'll be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? Oh, you beat this game 2 days ago? Okay. had said you wanted to stream it, but I don't know what happened with that. And I didn't know where you were in the game, so I just wanted to make sure. I plan on playing 2 and 3, but I'm not sure if I want to stream them. Because, I don't know. It's a lot of talking when I'm playing and streaming a visual novel. Why would they kill Mukuro? Thus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you want to stream and to have some voice actors or something, like I would be willing to try and help, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, you don't have to stream them if you don't want to. You would have had to take them. Yeah. Or maybe it means the mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What? Not fun.
You seem to be lost in thought. I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should know. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? Picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before? A girl who seems to be included is part of our class number 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. Also, the name is right there next to the picture. 5'7", 97 pounds. That is really light for 5'7". Like, I'm 5'7", and I'm like 115 pounds, and I think that's light. Well, what do you think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean? So, we could measure the corpse and see if it matches Mukuro's proportions. What I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being his errand boy. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help you. Well, don't put too much faith in her.
In other words,
the cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind. Alright. Let's see. We looked at all the other things in this room. The bookshelf seems really well made, filled with files and thick books. Nice. Let's see. Was there anything else on the 4th floor? I don't think so. Like, this wasn't locked, was it? No, I've been in this before. Okay. I don't remember if I was on the 5th floor, but I might have checked this. I feel like I did, but I just want to make sure because I checked this out last time. Actually, this looks new. Okay, so I have not been in here yet. It's so cold. Like, abnormally cold. Seriously, why is it so cold? Let's see. Okay. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. On the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. On the other side, first thing I need to figure out is why it's so cold. There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing lots of those lately. There's the camera and the TV and stuff. And icicles hanging from the monitor. What about... On the other side, these lights aren't turned on. Okay. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Is it actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. So... There's a booklet here, an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have been activated. So, the blue lights are the ones with corpses in them, I think? Is that how it goes? With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm sound will sound immediately. Exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. So, 7 aren't turned on, and 9 are turned on. So there's the corpse in the vegetation plants area, and then there's the 6 students still here at school. So perhaps I feel like maybe they're keeping the bodies in here. Who knows? The right hand lights are off. I think I get it. There's a makeshift morgue. And about those lights, looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on. Another one of the victims is inside. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that is defeat the masterminds. I have to continue the investigation. Okay. While we're on the 5th floor, I think he said we wanted to, check out the dojo and that place. I don't remember what it's called. Coco's here. Oh, so this is where you were.
What do you want?
Am I so disgusting you want me out of your sight? No, it's not it at all. I thought maybe you found a clue. Well, I haven't. Didn't find anything. Not one single clue. Figured since this place was related, they said it'd have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Give me back my precious time.
What's your problem?
Don't tell me to calm down. I'm completely calm. You have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing. No one's gonna say that. Well, okay, yeah, maybe Byakuya will, but he's rude. Why won't anyone accept me? Are there no clues here? Wooden lockers. This is their attempt to frame Kyoko. Okay. And then go into here. The body's gone. It's not here. Perhaps did this giant plant thing eat it? I don't think it's related to the It might be. I don't know. What about the chicken coop? There's still 4 chickens, okay. I'd be terrified if there were more than that. Maybe the body's in the tool shed. Didn't find anything close to a dead body. It's not here. Could it be in the biolab? Corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. The tarp. Though I used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet. Huh? Oh, it's a tarp from the biolab. And there were other tarps in the biolab. Let's see, is there anything else? Like pickaxe maybe? I don't know. On the handle it says Crazy Diamonds. Strange. Okay. Is there anything else to investigate in this place? That's all I really need. Okay. So, that's all for here. Perhaps. Oh! Ding dong ding dong. Never find out where the body went.
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Okay. There's a hint in the gym. It's suspicious, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But, I don't care. Oh, hey, hero. Makoto! Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? You here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What did he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hero, wait. Okay then. Well, hoping to talk about him. Yeah, about the notebook I found in the locker. But let's see what this little hints thingy is. And it's just me. Why does he gotta pop up so far away?
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome, hello. Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you.
Okay. This must be the envelope.
And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. Don't worry, just get on with it.
Okay then. Pick up the envelope. A single photograph. And it was all of the students except me. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15. And that 15 includes Mukuro. Yeah, it's all the students except me. Because I was the ultimate lucky student or something. Everyone who comes to help speak. There's someone behind Sayaka. I mean, I do recognize her because it's Mukuro Ikusawa. Why is Mukuro here as everyone else? And why am I not here? We're all wearing matching uniforms? Well, they're not all wearing matching uniforms, it's just a lot of them are wearing the brown uniforms. It's not even every. Yeah, I figured that out. It has all 15 other students, but not me. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. But then when I met everyone was when I arrived here. So it's natural for me to not be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other until they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean everyone else, just me? Everyone here except me is...
How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're kind of getting in the way standing there, you know? So I mean, get out.
Okay.
I'm not fielding any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That would be totally out of left field.
It's always funny when Monokuma just does the gibberish like that. Okay, so maybe I'm the mastermind, who knows? I don't think I would be though, since I haven't been controlling Monokuma and whatnot. It just made me even more confused. Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? It looked so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. No, I have to clear all this up. Okay, so then I just have to find everyone. Wait. So like, Yakuya's in the archive, so maybe talk to him first. Oh, Byakuya. Listen, you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, wait. That's fun. Like he was purposely trying to avoid me. So they probably all got the same picture that's missing me if they don't trust me or something. Probably, I think. Well, that's fun. Okay, well, let's check out the map and see where everyone else is. He's in the garden. But he wouldn't talk to me earlier, so I don't know. I'm not convinced he's gonna talk to me again, but let's try. Hey, Hero. What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm in a big hurry. Because I wasn't before, but now I am. Great. Well, then, what else? There's someone in the bio lab. The first thing I saw when I got there was Toko passed out. Somebody opened that and saw blood or something. Oh, I have to check on Toko first. Yep, it's genocide.
It's cold, it's super cold, and I might catch a cold.
If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see.
What, I was asleep? Ah, I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there, staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you?
No.
Oh, then what? Hot and bothered?
Straight up horny? It's not. I just got here.
Last thing I remember was waking up just now. What did you do to Miss Morose?
Oh, that's right, your memory stopped.
We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory.
But it's also like half, yeah.
But all I want to know right now is where's my little darling? Tell me right now or I slit your throat.
It's probably in the archive. That's where I saw him last.
Yes.
By himself?
I assume so.
I'm a
I knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now.
Alright. Well, yeah, she wouldn't know what the picture is about. There's also the body. And if this is the body farthest to the right, I would guess that it would be Sakura's. Since Sakura was the last one to die, besides the other one that hasn't been put in the biolab yet. I'm sure they were shut last. That must be why she passed out. Yeah, I
Right.
figured that out. Maybe Makoto didn't, but I figured that out already.
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? You okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worried.
Listen.
Listen, about this room. Oh yeah,
It would seem
it's a board.
I knew it.
I suspected as much. Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and fainted.
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jet came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem
I imagined she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside, dropped like a bag of rocks.
anyway,
We should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. But suddenly, she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Because Mukuro's body is... Wait. So then... If Mukuro's body's in there, then one of the students that's died isn't in the morgue there. At least I don't think so. Because if that's Mukuro, you have Sayaka, Leon, Junko, Mondo, Chihiro, Celeste, Hifumi, Kiyotaka. Yeah, there would need to be Sakura or something. One of them is missing if this is Mukuro. What? I can't look inside? Okay.
It would seem
Yeah. Oh, I have to do the Mukuro's body's inside the fridge? Just like every other time, the Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
so.
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time. I'm going to grab the Mastermind by the tail. So what should I
So
do?
then,
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know when I'm finished. Okay then. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I was kind of wanting to look at the tarps too. Yeah. If I remember, that tarp had a stamp saying Biolab. That's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the book. Yep. There. Well. I should ask her about the photo. After all, she is in it. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's got that announcement on it from when they wrote it. You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve the mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? Gotta be it. There's no other explanation. I still have to... No, I already... Okay. I don't think there's anything else to do in here. Yeah.
it would seem.
Guys, come on. Slot is occupied. Okay. The number of lights that are on, there's 9 in all. But there should be 10. Okay.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report. Did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seemed highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. So... burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. If neither of those were the fatal injury, then... they were dead before the blast, stabbed a single time, which was not murder, struck in the head with an object, thick as a metal pipe, that also did not kill them. So, the wounds that were several days old were what killed her?
Is that right?
Where does it say they're old?
Because.
All the Danganronpa file says is that they were inflicted at least several days ago.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense considering the impression they leave.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However.
That doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds makes it sound like they've been there forever, not related to the murder. But they could be. We all got the Danganronpa file right after she was killed. If the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then.
But what if Mikuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days?
At
What?
the very least.
Certainly, you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of
Right.
many? A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words.
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future.
Hey.
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. There was one thing. Earlier, when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
So.
5'7", Did I get all that right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. You weighed the corpse when... I don't know if you could do the weight with the other stuff. You could be consistent.
Indeed.
And don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake. Our victim in this case is without a doubt Mikuro Ikasawa.
And.
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then.
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mikuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh, are we not putting the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
Why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Yeah, but still.
Whew.
You really are naive, you know that? Really quite appalling.
So then,
Put it back. And back to our separate investigation, yes? Hold on. What about that pocketbook? Okay then, let's talk about that then. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
what? So,
Oh, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms.
indeed.
But to get in any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, you managed to get them open using that emergency handbook,
I see.
the one you found in the headmaster's room.
And?
Did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook. After looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because,
Only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? Can't imagine those lockers belongs to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. There's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in the locker? That makes sense, but there was something written inside. About the headmaster, about your father.
if that's true,
Didn't that mean the video is real too?
Makoto,
I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said was my own device. Oh, let me give you the handbook.
So,
That won't be necessary. If I'm right, I shouldn't have any problem opening it with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker.
Makoto,
If you watch this, it'll all make sense. Urgent interviews.
so,
I found it in that hidden room after the theft.
anyway,
Don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means. Just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. Why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. So, down to the AV room then?
Makoto,
Oh, now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Yes.
in other words,
As it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. Talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life, and all because of the mastermind.
however,
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father found happiness.
why?
So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. Her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete.
Hey,
But keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatest truth or the worst.
Makoto,
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
so then,
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Kyoko was gone, and I still need to watch the video. Something about hopeless truth. Even if it's the worst truth in the world, I can't afford to. Okay. So, yeah. Where is it? Yeah, okay. This should be able to play GVDs just fine. Better take a look. Said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on screen. It must have only been a few seconds, but it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? Took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long. And there she
Okay,
was.
then. Are you ready to begin?
Command positions on one side of the screen was probably the headmaster.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
He was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Do you want me to accept that?
That who would agree to spending the rest of your life?
I accept.
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
There was a lot I hadn't understood up till now. But this, only this, I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard. I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of me. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad she tried to frame me for murder. So why would she say yes? As I sat there, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, there was a video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. It was me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
You and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I in here and now, had absolutely no memory of it.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said
I'm
yes?
sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you.
He's saying the exact same words.
As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
The exact same lines. And then with everyone else. Byakuya, Toko, Ali, or Tina as I call him, everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in this school forever. And then, Yoko. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy, her father, and when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore.
Say what?
Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service.
It just so happens to break just now.
Too bad.
Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
Well, that's just great. Even if I watched the whole thing, it would be more of the same. I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. Couldn't remember why I'd come to the school. I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? Hard to imagine it happened by chance. Seems much too convenient. Does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten?
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black,
Okay.
there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
Okay then. The class trial is going to start. The last time all our lives will be on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. Let's go. Hopefully I don't die. Guess I'm the first one this
Makoto.
time. You're early, Makoto. Well, I was just in the AV room, which is like pretty close
Listen.
to this, I think. Does that mean you feel prepared? Well, for now, at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
however...
Don't worry. I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said, they got here. Byakuya. Byakuya? They arrived one after another, but they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro? And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening sounds of fear and suspicion, like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appear.
I'm late.
I'm
Oh,
on fire.
strong silent master, it's so wonderful, so cool, so hot. My loins are ablaze. Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me.
My beautiful scissors!
With my sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shift the master of evil. I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Oh, now it's Toko. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now.
Is everyone here? Ooh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see.
Well now,
Well, then let's begin.
thrills, chills, kills!
Slathered in pitch black despair, by maximum sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right, this is the final class trial. This time, it'll be fair.
How strange.
What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know?
Unbelievable.
If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square.
Today, I'm feeling white.
And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already.
Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
You guys.
So don't try and run away.
Whatever.
In the name of my family.
This will be over in no time. One by one, the others follow. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator. They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid and suspicious of each other.
However,
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial. You're right, I'm ready.
so
Ready to win, right? Of course. Glad to hear you say that. Then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. And it's just me. There's no fear, no mystery left. Finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Did I mention that it was going deep because it kept falling deeper? I closed my eyes and sight fell away as it went deeper and deeper. And then I went unconscious or something. I waited for the elevator doors to open, but it kept going deeper and deeper. And then the vibration came to an end. Is this the final trial site?
What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat.
Thrills, chills, kills.
Well then, let's begin.
Yes, let's save the data. Let's just see what the truth bullets are to refresh my memory. Places to check. I checked all of those. Fire up in there. Module controller. Profile. Ultimate despair. Blocker notebook with heroes stuff. Yoko's book. Lights. The photo. Okay. Then set skills. Do I have any new ones? Nope. Okay. It's all the same. Alright, let's do this.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win. But if you can't, then I win. And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment.
are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
I'm gonna commit suicide.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that.
I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person? Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me!
No?
I'm right, aren't I? I knew it!
Okay then. I don't think so. What do we got? We got group photo, place to check, and e-handbook. Okay.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Do you?
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Yep.
No, that's wrong. It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right. Because in my picture...
Oh.
See? I'm the only one not in it.
Wow, they're all in an athletic uniform now. Thought girls about to laugh us.
Hero, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
Mondo's sleeping. Why are there... Okay, so there's two things for donuts, and Owie's getting into the second box. I just saw the first one. But... Okay. That's fine.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
But in the other
But you're
pictures,
in my
they're...
picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
the photos that we were just talking about, right? What person isn't shown, and the person that's missing is the one who got the photos.
In each case,
And also
the only
Monokuma.
one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
We can only assume that Byakuya is the only one missing in his photo.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
Oh, we're at the pool now.
In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. Something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures.
Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Like the similar outfits.
Sure, no problem.
Right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, we're all in similar outfits, pretty much.
Can you just forget about the photo already? Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No. I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
That we have no memory of them, and then they did something to our memory.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that. So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong. I don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember isn't necessarily because it's fake. It might be that we lost our memories or something. Let's see. Hold on. Can I, like... I can't open this stuff. I just have to think about it. I feel like maybe... What letter would be here? I don't know. Let's just guess. That was a miss. Great. That was a miss. Great. Awesome. I love it. Like S or something. I don't know what this word is, so I don't even get it. No. Oh, it's amnesia. Duh. I'm smart.
Now I understand.
Words.
Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Yeah, we all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
But maybe that is the truth. And there's another way to prove it besides those pictures. Because of the interviews. Oh, frick, that's 5 bullets.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
Okay, so it's probably the statement.
The idea that we all lost our memories
is totally stupid, obviously.
Yeah, okay, it's the 5th one.
You're saying we all... Since when did this turn into...
I promise you, ever since I remember everything that's happened.
So the
Frick.
idea
That we all lost...
This is totally stupid, obviously. You're saying we all... Since when did this turn into...
I promise you, ever since I got to... I remember everything that's happened.
the idea that we...
This is totally stupid, obviously. You're saying we all... Since when did this turn into...
I promise you, ever since I remember everything that's... So the idea that we all lost...
It's totally
keep-
stupid. Obviously.
I need to not be
You're
trying to
saying we all
speedrun
said, when did
this,
this
but I
turn
kind
into-
of
I
want
promise
to.
you, ever since I remember everything that's happened.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss.
I think I'm just gonna do like some backup save here. Yeah.
This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean...
I mean all of us, including you.
You lied! I never did any kind of interview.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed, we only have one path in front of us.
Then, really?
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time. How could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
We'll do that. Never that for me. That's what we do. Okay, control room, there's a profile and the headmaster's name.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly! You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably 1,000,000 miles away. Because masterminds always lurk off in the background, right?
So who did it?
Whoever did it is that much of it.
When you is the mastermind?
Of course, they have to be.
What makes you?
Exactly.
You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is probably 1,000,000 miles away.
No, it's wrong. There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control it all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
Sure, I told you this already, but killing 16 participants, all of them like high school students. The only people to take a single step close to killing are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
How'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
But we all lost our memories, so how can we be so sure?
It's not me!
I blame Makoto!
What? Why me?
'Cause it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about? If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
7 days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
So then, I see him really take that guy knife.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Several days. We've been invisible for several days. I think it's possible that it was during our time here.
How do you know that? Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know...
You're wrong.
She denied me before I could even say anything. Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me. Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all of those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time. You made me go all cutesy.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Didn't come from that battlefield because
Mukuro was... She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was asleep. She must have been so... Obviously, she got all...
No, that's wrong. No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered the school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
at least several days.
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, Certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me. But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What if Mukuro was the mastermind?
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusama. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
Even if I didn't see their face, they were dead before. And yeah, the tattoo on the right hand also.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusama.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
Well, I don't think it's the hips. The hips don't buy.
You never saw their face, so you can't have. I'm telling you now. You're wrong. There's another part of the. Oh? Is it the right
or the left hand?
Wait. Wasn't it their right hand? Why file? Oh, okay. This doesn't say anything about the tattoo on their hand. So, do I have to? I have to do the thing.
You never saw their face, so you can't have any. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusama.
Or wait,
there's another
might have to.
Is it the
or the left hand? Maybe the right foot, or perhaps, or could it be
then do the right hand on this other stick.
So you can't have. I'm telling you now, it was.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo.
And it can't be Kyoko, because Kyoko was wearing gloves to cover scars.
So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it could have been any of us.
Okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko.
Nope.
It totally could have been her.
Nope.
Uh-oh. No snappy comeback. Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh?
The scars on your hand or whatever.
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Your hands!
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me. My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
I'm thinking if she wasn't at the first class trial, it was probably before Sayaka died.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
Maybe. We didn't have access to the garden until very late in the game.
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain!
Then, she was being stored
Stored
somewhere?
in the biolab, I guess.
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
It's the bio. It's in the pool.
Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body, and it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
Carried from the biolab to the garden is tart.
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
That's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say? Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
There should have been another thing with the body.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
What do you think? I'm talking about your family. Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Completely unrelated to the murder.
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
And he wants to get me away from the topic of the biolab.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this?
Wow.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? I'm not listening!
Wait. Frick!
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
What the frick?
Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Wow.
I'm not listening! This should prove
Wow. That was horrible. I'm so bad at those.
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
got it!
Wow.
10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right.
Yeah, 10 people.
Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies.
9 bodies and Mondo butter.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
Explanation for more murders than victims. Maybe. But that be it? No, that's not it, right?
Shoot!
That's fun. I'm at almost 0 hearts.
I got it!
Wow.
What about if the same person was killed twice?
Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far. But one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. Still, something like that
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious. Because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Well, wounds were several days old.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mondo Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu... whatever? Or maybe... Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone...
I'm thinking it's Junko because, like, covered with other wounds. Right?
Is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaku? Mondo Hiyotaka Ikifumi? Celestia Lu? Or maybe... No, there's no way anyone was murdered.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. Junko, wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her?
That makes me curious now. So, Mukuro was 5'7" and 97 pounds. Just like Junko. Interesting.
She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered...
And the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... what does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be. Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Because why they would have gone to the trials, right? Mukuro Ikusaba's profile.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her.
But
So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
that couldn't have been her body because of the... I mean, there are the fake nails, but there's also the tattoo.
The body we...
Right? So, well, yeah. What else is there about? Collection of wounds covering her body.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Would it be? Yeah. Okay.
No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records.
But they're also consistent with Junko.
Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed
5'7".
97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone made it look like they died. So like Junko.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I
don't
admit,
know.
since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
She really is dead.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? An opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
You were alive somehow. Someone else. Replaced. go.
Now I understand. That's it! What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
At the beginning?
I got it! Two of them, they had switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met is actually Mukuro all along?
Then we'd already met her?
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
Not just once, but twice. During our latest investigation. This? No? Great, that's fun. I don't know. I don't know.
I got it!
Okay.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster,
DVD player turned off.
you made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
No. Tried to cover up another piece of evidence. Oh boy, I'm going to die.
What do you want? What do you want?
Are you sure about this?
You're getting all riled up. That's impossible. What do you want? That's impossible.
This should prove it.
There we go.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
Okay. Just facing away? Or you can't see Junko's face in all of them.
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true.
Including Xanadu.
Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
Yeah.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything, right now.
Then we do the comic thingy. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Biolab, this stuff, the knife, the mask, explosion, tarp, this stuff. This right? Yeah. Okay. This, where they keep Muko's body. And then this was, who was it that stopped Yoko? Fled my room. Wait, would these be reversed? Yeah, I think these would be reversed. What did they do with the mask after they took it off? Condition of the dead body when you found it in the garden. Like that. It?
Here's exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive, and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder. And the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima.
All right.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear. If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
No thanks.
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
She's the real Junko Enoshima.
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easily, you know?
Face.
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
I remember seeing it. Would it be... None of us saw her? Well, like, her profile was there, though. I don't know.
I got it! That's right! It was
I'm
before
smart.
I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover. And you were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began.
It doesn't quite match up to reality.
Of course, those are totally photoshopped.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same, because she was a different person all along.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist. Not even if they're twins.
Twins?
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima! And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
She's a totally different person now.
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell. I even get fucking bored with myself. But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family, leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the three atrocities: atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away. Which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal. Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
I mean, she did break the rules, though.
So, you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sat sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it? That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad?
She has mushrooms in her hair.
That's why it gets me so excited. Killing my precious sister with my own two hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister, too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood. Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow. You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away.
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer. So how about the next one? Maybe we should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating.
Damn straight. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. Then we'll have our victory.
I can't wait.
All right, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
No fair! At least give us a hint.
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Memories related to...
I got it!
Yeah.
You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
DVDs. There was the family and Sayaka's friends. Human
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question! So, what was the theme for the second motive?
It was the secrets, right? Yes. Yeah.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
That was the money scene, wasn't it? Well, the reason Celeste turned to murder was different.
I got it!
Yeah.
It was
Cool.
money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
Motive. Betrayal.
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships, secrets, money, betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories.
What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Huh? Really? Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You want to see what's out there? Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I want to see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Monokuma has just done that to all of those. That's fun.
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it. That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time for the final class trial!
Okay then. Memory, Kyoko and Headmaster, and group photo. Okay.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of us. What other choice do we have? bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of
That's
us.
what I think. I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die!
Wait a second.
What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but
When it comes to that crazy...
It might actually be
What's
this
the meaning?
thing.
Is this another one of...
I mean, what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end
Great.
for all of us.
What other choice do we have? Come on, bitches! What the fuck happened?
You want us to... When it comes to that crazy... I don't understand. What's the meaning? Is this another one of...
I mean, what am I supposed to be?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of us. What other...
I feel like this has to be a joke, right?
You want us to... When it comes to that crazy... I don't understand. What's the meaning? Is this another one of...
I mean, what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything.
There we go.
No, it's wrong. Actually, she might remember.
Who might remember?
The other Toko, Genocide Jack. The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
what do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her? No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Da-da-da-da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer!
Friendly neighborhood serial killer.
She just gave in like it was nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen.
Aye, aye, Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know? Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
A tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening, but it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. It
Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history! And as a result, in basically no time flat,
The world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Morose saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
How can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Maybe not 100, but like 200, sure.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Gee, I really don't know. It could be any one of these.
Correct! Well done, peasant!
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think? But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick? Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is destined to guide the world.
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago. If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
I mean, there are those lockers on the second floor.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God.
So,
You must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
If we don't, everything ends right. We first came here 2 years ago, but we only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so. Well, yeah, we don't remember the tragedy, but there's more to it than that.
Shoot!
That's... Okay, great.
I got it!
Yeah.
If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible!
You know, I think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I want it to be impossible, but if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. Locker pocketbook, and the locker notebook, and some other things.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Everyone's so conflicted.
Time as students we lost. And it's the, I mean, there's these 2 things. Your photos. Photo of Kyoko and the headmaster, I guess.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Yeah. It's the notebook, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, that's the notebook. Okay. Got it.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
What?
This is all just surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Everyone's so 2 years. I could never lose.
We've been living here for hell no! I mean,
I haven't gone to any. Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Oh, frick.
This is all just surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed.
how freaking old!
Everyone's so I could never leave.
You've been living here for hell no! I mean,
I haven't gone to. Heck, I've never even gone to a single class.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
I did it. Or something. I don't know.
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why is my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak. But somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here. Shit, man, I've never been to a funeral. Hell yes!
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves. I'm sick of expositioning all this shit.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of it.
The moment I lost my memories, I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall, when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on the desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof, gone. Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other. But
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this.
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind. Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened. Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once. So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter. That's right. It was transformed into a shelter.
That you would only say it once, and you just said it a second time.
I said it twice.
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
I got it!
Headmaster, yeah.
It could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the
Oh,
windows, the
that's fun.
doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You let us live so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why
Well, why don't you tell me?
Okay, it's been 3 hours, and I do want to finish this, but I don't know if I'll have time to finish it today. I think I'm gonna just save it right here, and the next stream will probably be the last one of this game, I think. And yeah, that'll be it for